You guys know I've been at the Garage Door game since 2007, and I felt like I owed it to myself and you to take a trip down memory lane, and I gotta tell you, it keeps getting better and better. Pretty cool experience to go see where you came from. Just a humble feeling of gratitude and growth. What a great experience to just check out every place that you could just remember what made us to who we are today. So hopefully you enjoy this. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I haven't been to my original location in 11 years. We're getting ready to pull up. I don't know what to feel right now. I got a lot of emotions because you know, our business is about to do 151 million this year plus acquisitions. At this location, I had people stealing toilet paper from me. I mean, it's just crazy. And this was 10 years ago. I just getting by. I mean, literally just getting by. You know, I don't really focus on the past. I focus on the future. So here we go. So here's the street Westwood. I had a door blow off right up here. The first door I've ever tied down, really, because I wasn't an installer. This was the very first brick and mortar building that I actually worked out of. This is the first time I had anybody that I actually hired to take calls. This is where it started in 2010. At 2010, we're talking barely not even doing $1 million. And now I got techs doing over $1 million. So I remember standing out here in the parking lot, meeting the first gal that ever worked for me, right here, this exact spot. And it was just tiny. I mean, that's when I was still taking calls. I was running all the calls. I was running every job. I had a couple guys. I had a couple 1099s and a couple technicians. And actually, my dad was in here all the time. Like I said, didn't have a clue what business was all about. So it's pretty cool to kind of realize where you came from. All right, here we go, guys. The place that it all started. This is where me and Gabe used to live. And I actually moved in there when Sean and Gabe. Sean was working for a garage door company. Gabe started working here right across from the 7-Eleven right here. We met a little doggy named Theodore, and it's his house right here on the right. So right here I got brand new Blackberries, and I had a Cadillac at the time, and our business phones, I just got them from T-Mobile or Verizon, and they got stolen right here. But we had a lot of parties here. That's where we kept Springs right back on the left. This is where A1 started. Hard to believe this house is probably, believe it or not, this house is probably worth $350,000, $400,000 in this location. This is where the conception happened of A1 Garage Door Service. It was in this house that I had a conversation with Gabe's older cousin, and he said A1 falls first in the phone book, therefore we became A1 Garage Door Service. And at our other house, the one you're gonna see next on Dobson Ranch, we were playing this game. It was a fighting game, and that was our first logo for A1. It's so great to realize where you came from. House number 2. So house number 1 is when we just started. This house is really where we started to make money. Lots of stories in this neighborhood, lots of good times. Me and my partner Gabe used to go to Milk Q Club every night, shoot pool, little hustlers. So I'm gonna park across the street. This is the house right here coming up on the right. So we had a really awesome pool in the back, and then I used to flip boflexes. So one day I backed in with a boflex and completely tore that all down. We had to get the neighbor over there 3 houses down to rebuild it. But we had springs aligned all through that left area right there, garage door torsion springs. We're talking, I was 25 years old when I moved into this home. And this is when we first started making money. This is where we started to learn how to sell. We took every single phone call. I mean, this house represents the beginning of really A1. Same mailbox. I think the mailbox has made it this long. Right back over there is a whole lake that we used to walk around. It's called Dobson Ranch Lake. And just a beautiful area to be and reminisce this area. You know, I've always thought I would come back and buy this house, but we'll see what the future holds. So this is pretty cool because this is my second building. You guys might have heard of Rockford Fosgate. This is Rockford Street because Rockford Fosgate was over here for years and years, decades. This building I moved into, and this is where my mom and stepdad and everybody, we were working out of here. They moved out in the old building, but only for about 6 months that you've already seen over there in Mesa. So we're in Tempe, and we got into this building before they even built Tempe Marketplace, which is right up here. So what I would do is on slow days, and we did have slow days back then, I'd go see a matinee movie. I'd go by myself, and a lot of stuff to do around here. Here is the building right here that we're gonna go check out. And I actually got some old footage of doing some cool things out here. We did some things for ALS. Except the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Was taking a bath long about a Saturday night. So we actually rented this suite, then eventually the second suite. This is where I met Moxie. I met a lot of strategic partnerships here. So Adam Cronenberg came on in 2014. We were in this building. You gotta think 2014, I'm only 31 years old, barely making things happen. He's the key man I hired 2014. He started back in this office. This is really a big deal for us because this is when we really started to learn how to do business. This is when we learned how to get organized. We learned about manuals, standard operating procedures, checklists. This building's when we got on Service Titan. This is when we met Al Levy. And let's just go check it out. It's Suite 102. Here. I drove the forklift around in the back, and it was like so much space. That was where our conference room is, where we worked with Al Levy tirelessly to come up with manuals, standard operating procedure. We came up with the org chart. This is where we learned what lean manufacturing was. A big piece of A1, where we are today, started here. This was like where we broke a lot of ground here. And you know, I used to park a big van over there, and that's when I came up with the term parketing instead of marketing. Parked our van, and it was like a billboard there. Just cool to be here. And remember, I used to walk around this building all day, every day. And now the guy who actually does our vans and does all the welding and all the things in the aluminum is right behind here. So, small world. I got 10 quotes. I went and found Dan at KBG, and we're in business, baby. So, A1 from day one. This is the final stop. The last one is where we are today. All right, here we are on 32nd Street and Broadway at the main location. Moved in here about 4 years ago, 2018. A1 Garage Door Service. This is the hub. This is the first building we bought other than the wrap shop. And then we bought this building recently. This is 44,000 square feet. Training center, trainers, garage door freedom. Packed this place up, needed another building, and this is where we're making history. This is where everything's happened so beautiful, and just as thankful as can be. Thank you for everybody who has made my life everything it could be.